Hi everybody, happy feast of the Assumption of our Blessed Mother. Hey, by the way, I'm taking this video as I'm sitting for an appointment, so forget the background. I hope the message is better than the background. So on the Feast of the Assumption, and for that matter on any other feast day that has to do with Mary, our focus is a lot on Mary, isn't it? And it should be, because it's her feast. However, we sometimes forget that Mary's feast is actually about Jesus. Without Jesus, there is no Mary. So in the early Christian church, there was a huge controversy whether Mary should be called Theotokos, or God-bearer, or should she only be known as Mary, the mother of the human Jesus. But the church chose to call her Mother of God simply because Jesus is the Son of God. So about this feast, just a few things that will make the feast interesting for us and perhaps even help us to apply the feast to us practically. So the Feast of the Assumption. The first reading today, it has the scene of a woman and her son being rescued from the desert, or in the desert from this huge beast that's coming to devour them. But the feast actually begins with a reference to the Ark of the Covenant. Now you remember the Ark of the Covenant, I hope better than from the Raiders of the Lost Ark, by the way. Indiana Jones doesn't know where the Ark is. It's lost, by the way. But the original Ark, it had three things in it. It had the two tablets on which the 10 Commandments were inscribed. It had a pot with manna, the manna that God gave the people to eat in the desert, and also the staff that Moses used to perform Aaron all the miracles. It's the staff of Aaron. Now the church calls Mary the new Ark of the Covenant, and you can perhaps already get the connection. See, Jesus is the eternal Word of God, far greater than the two tablets of the 10 Commandments. In fact, Jesus was there before the 10 Commandments. Also, the bread of life. Jesus is the bread of life, far greater than the manna that God gave to the people in the desert. And then, of course, the staff, it tells us that Jesus is the good shepherd and we are the sheep. And Jesus is the one who leads us into eternity. So Mary is called the new Ark of the Covenant because she carried within herself God himself. If today we could find the ancient Ark, can you imagine how much reverence we would treat that with, and how much more than Mary's body, which carried Son of God, who is the eternal Word, the bread of life, and the Good Shepherd. So really, Mary's body cannot be destroyed because it carried eternity. And that's why we believe that Mary was assumed into heaven, body and soul, because her body is the new Ark of the Covenant that brought the Son of God to us. But there are a couple of other things that I want to talk to you about. Mary brought Jesus to us like the Redeemer. Jesus came to redeem humanity. And if that is the case, then Mary is the first one to experience the fullness of that redemption. If we want to know what our redemption is going to look like, all we need to do is look at Mary. Our redemption is yet to happen. In the Creed, we say that we believe in the resurrection of the body. So one day we are going to share in the same events that Mary did. Whether we assumed into heaven or where we are becomes heaven, that we do not know. But Mary really is what we need to look at to understand what redemption has done to us. And of course, there is a third part to all of this, which is that Mary is the prototype of everything that awaits us, and what awaits us is our hope. What we have is the hope. If we ever feel hopeless, if we ever feel down and out, all we need to look at is what God has accomplished in Mary. When I mean that Mary is a prototype, I mean by that is, just like in an airplane, we create a prototype before we create the real thing. Mary is a symbol of what has been accomplished and what awaits us. So, folks, celebrate this feast in a big way. Pray the rosary if you can today, and certainly at least get an ice cream to make the feast truly a feast. Okay. So, bye and have a good day.